everybody. How are y'all? I'm so
Good
happy.
morning.
I'm so happy to be with my Carrie today. Oh my goodness, it feels like it's been forever. I didn't get to go up with her all last week because it was just all messed up. And then I was supposed to go with her yesterday, but folks, we had a little unexpected event happen here. The neighbors behind my daughter's house here, they decided to replace their fence and didn't let us know until yesterday morning. So, oh yes, and I'm sorry you're going to hear the dogs barking in the background, but at least the barking is outside the house and not inside the house. Yeah. So, good morning, little Carrie. How are you doing, sweetheart? And there's Nana Cat, my Michelle Mosaic. Rita, sweetie, how's my little girl doing over there across the pond? Thank you, Pat Cray. And Carrie, how are you doing? You are so welcome, sweetheart. I do hope that you'll enjoy that throughout the month of May. Rita said, Mom had a big day yesterday, keeping my hubby on his toes while I was in the small ER. So today she is too tired, just wanting to rest. It gives me proof that keeping a schedule is important. Yes, ma'am, it is. There's
Good
our...
morning, everybody.
Oh, little Carrie says she was stuck in the ads, but she's back. Good morning, Sarah. It's so good to see all of y'all today. I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. And what are you working on, Carrie? I didn't even ask you what that one was.
Oh, so you had to go to the restroom. That was why.
Oh, that's why.
So,
Okay.
Tuesday, I had to find something that I could take with me to work on. And you can't take a mosaic with you because you got to take 2 skeins of yarn, scissors,
Yes.
and the pattern and
Oh,
everything that you have to take with it. So, I decided that I would take this yarn that I got in Boise and make a blanket with it, which is what I planned on doing. That's what I got it for.
Look.
So I'm doing a creative grant. No, I'm not. I'm lying. I'm doing a secret yarnery, the Speedy Granny.
Oh, there we go. That's
So
pretty.
it's fast. Carrie, did you know that you have a live scheduled at 10 a.m. today? No, I didn't know that. Let me change that.
That sounds like a Maureen blooper. Oh, goodness. Yes, Nana Cat, she took it just before we came on. And good morning, Stephanie. I didn't get a chance to say howdy to you. Oh, well, that's awesome, little Carrie.
It's scheduled at the same time this is.
Oh, my goodness.
We're scheduled against each other. My bad. It's fixed.
There's our little parade of hearts. Rita says, well,
morning.
I'm hurting. I have a small fracture in a rib from coughing and a strained muscle around that rib. Also having some viral infection in my lung. If I need to take that test, flu and COVID. Oh, well, sweetie, you be sure and do that. Goodness gracious. That blanket is pretty, and I love the stitch because it doesn't take away from the colors of the yarn. Oh my goodness. Rita, I do hope that you put what you're doing. She is hand sewing little 6-sided figures. She's making a bib for her mama, but she's doing it all by hand, folks. It looks so pretty. I hope you'll put that up on your channel, sweetheart, so everyone can see it. There's no way I do hand sewing, not in this day and age. I'd whip out my sewing machine. But, I guess really when you crochet or knit, you are kind of hand sewing, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
You can show it if you will. Okay. Good morning, Izzy, sweetie. How are you doing?
Good morning, Izzy.
Let me see if I can go find it. Rita. Where's my Rita? There you are. Okay. No, I don't want to do that. I want to. Oh, man. Okay, can I do this? There it is. Okay, so I can do a screen share. All right, folks, I'm figuring this out, so just bear with me here. Present. Share screen.
I'm using the Karen Jumbo ombre and a Karen 1-pounder that I bought when I was with you.
Okay, folks, this is what Rita is hand sewing. Look at that. She's doing all of that by hand. Can you believe that?
Wow.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Good morning, Trish. How are you, sweetheart? I just saw your video. Anybody that's doing luck of the draw, you better go and watch her video because she's already got it going. Yep. Pat says she's going to be in and out, waiting on a care nurse to draw blood instead of going to the hospital. I wish she'd get here soon because I'm hungry. I hear you. Oh, you've never done it before? Wow. Well, sweetheart, it is looking beautiful. Now, Trisha, I'm just going to go ahead and share this comment with you because I did put it in the comment section. You know, I looked at your pattern when you first sent it to me, the new one for Boggy Creek. And I meant to say something then, but I guess I got busy or something. But I was really surprised. Now, I'm not complaining, okay? Not complaining. But I was surprised that it didn't have a treble stitch in there somewhere.
Just like her treble stitches, doesn't she? Hi, Nancy.
She does. And I tell you what, no trebles. That's right, sweetheart. I was really surprised because that seems to be your signature stitch. You just love those things. And you know, it drives all of us, well, not all of us, but quite a few of us crazy because I am not a fan of the treble stitch. But I do have to say that marshmallow stitch that you did for the last one, I'm going to have to go back and just make one big, large square out of it. I simply love it. I really do. I want to be able to sit down with my sister because she saw it and she's like, "Oh my gosh, this is so squishy." I said, "I know," but she is still. I don't want to say learning because she does know how to crochet. I do, sweetheart. Oh my goodness. I do like that one, even though it's got those pesky trebles. But anyhow, you know, really when you stop and think about it, and I know you know this, I don't think you could have chosen a better stitch to make that, the puff, to make the squishiness and everything. And there's just sometimes you got to use a treble to get that kind of effect. And it is gorgeous. It's just, like I said, it's not my favorite. Oh, Carrie says she doesn't mind trebles. I think it's more for me because hey, Jay.
Hi,
I didn't see her pop in here.
How's that baby?
Pat, I haven't checked my emails this morning. I was telling Carrie that anyway, let me finish with the trebles, but I find that sometimes my trebles can get, I guess loose is the best word to use. They just, yeah. And so I find myself pulling them out and, you know, going back and tighten them up so that they look like my other stitches. And so I think that's really the reason why. And it's more of a, my grandma is back here in the back of my head saying, "Do that over. That doesn't look right."
Oh my.
Yes, exactly, Trisha. The trebles are all about your tension. You are exactly right. Oh, Jay says that she is coloring a cardboard box at the moment.
Oh, cute.
Yes. Good morning, Darcia. How are you, sweetie? Thank you for joining us today. So before we get too far along, I would like to know what's in your cup, what are you working on, and what's your temperature? So I have my good old Southern pecan, Texas pecan coffee with some hazelnut creamer. My temperature at the moment shows that it is 79 degrees and it's going to get up into the mid 80s. No rain, so hubby can finish working on his daughter's, or maybe let's just say continue working on his daughter's pagoda that they got started last year and now we're back. So they're going to try to get it finished up and get her swing hung under it so she can enjoy it this summer. And let's see and my project. Oh, folks. So I was on YouTube for a few minutes this morning and I ran across a stitch from Massive Crochet. If y'all don't know who she is, you need to go pick her up because she does very nice stitch combinations for beginners. And I saw one of her little stitch patterns this morning. It is just half double crochets and single crochets. And as soon as I saw the stitch combination, I was telling Carrie, boom, lean on me beanie. And I sat down and I just wrote it out real quick. It is such a pretty little stitch, so simple. Yeah, but as soon as I saw it, isn't that funny how you can see a stitch or a combination of stitches and boom, something just pops in your head? And that's what happened to me this morning. Let me go back up here and see what everybody is dropping. Little Treasures by Nancy. Sweetheart, how are you doing? Coconut pineapple water. I like the coconut, but not the pineapple part. Finished a Granny Square tote bag last night, and it's 82 degrees. Goodness. Jay says, I'm so excited. I started 4 projects this week, and I finished 2 and halfway through the 3rd and almost done with the 4th. Haven't been this inspired in a while. Well, that's awesome, sweetheart, especially the fact that you're whipping through them. That's great. Carrie says, black coffee. I'm working on a lap blanket for a donation, and it's 68 degrees here and partly sunny. Good morning, Julie. I'm glad you're here with me. 58, monster. Oh, those things are not good for you, Jules. And celery with peanut butter. Crunchy or creamy? I like the crunchy. Hello, Jill. Thank you for joining me today. Michelle, I have so many whips that I'm not sure what one to do. Drinking coffee. It's nice out today. A sunny 57. Yes, I know, Pat. I'm so sorry. She's still got to drink some water until she gets her blood work done. She's finishing up a continuous granny blanket for my roommate for Mother's Day. Only got one more row to do in the border, and it's 76 and sunny. Oh, goodness, Nancy. Yeah, summer's really already hitting Florida, hasn't it? Oh, creamy peanut butter. See, I like the crunchy. I do too, Carrie. 65 and cloudy where Jay is. Oh, my word. So today is all about Thursday treasures. And I thought that with, Mother's Day just around the corner, folks, I thought it would be neat for us to share some of our favorite gifts that we've received over the years. Now, it can be from hubby, a friend, from your kiddo, grandkids. It doesn't matter. But some of the gifts that really do stand out to you. And I'm going to start you off. I think I have shared this with y'all before, but this little bracelet here was bought for me by my first husband and my kiddos when we went through Durango, Colorado on one of our camping trips up that way. We'd always go right after school was out. We'd take the girls up there because in Colorado, their tourist season really didn't start until like about the, middle or latter part of June, which I thought was crazy, but, that's just how it was. So they would always have like their winter prices or sometimes a sale just to get some merchandise out so they could bring in some new. Anyway, we stopped in a silver shop in Silverton, and I saw this bracelet, but we had made a point that year to really budget out our money so that we could, we had all the campgrounds. We already knew how much that was going to cost us. We had X number of dollars allotted for food every day, and then money for certain places that we wanted to take the girls. And then we had like an emergency stash. And I had oohed and awed over this bracelet. But since it was at the beginning of our trip, I just said, if we have money left over when we come back through, I would like to get this bracelet. Okay. So we get through the vacation. We come back through Durango. We go into the shop and the bracelet's not there. And I thought, well, it just wasn't meant to be. But the lady remembered us. She goes to the back of the shop and she brings out this little bag. And in that bag was the box that held the bracelet. And she said that my hubby had bought it for me before we left and asked her to hold on to it until we came back through. Oh my goodness. This bracelet now is coming up on 40 years of age. So I've been very, very, and I wear it every day, folks. Every day. So, yeah. My yarn bowl just got stolen to become a drum, Jason. Oh, goodness. Hello, Pebbles. Yes, ma'am. You're spreading your wonderful joy, love, and happiness. So happy that you're going.
Pebbles.
Oh, thank you, little Carrie. So y'all share one of the treasures that you've received, Carrie.
When I was 13, I don't have it readily to show you, but when I was 13, my grandma bought me a white gold and sapphire ring, and I still have it.
That's awesome.
13, and I'm going to be 59, so that's 42 years.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and I've been retaining so much water that I couldn't wear it even if I wanted to. It would get stuck, and then they'd have to cut it off, and that.
Oh, yeah,
I just don't want that.
No,
but
no.
I need to change the subject for just a second.
Sure.
Because I don't know if many of you know this, but I've been really, really worried about my kidneys. And I talked to my doctor on Tuesday, and she said, well, we'll just run a full panel of blood work. Now, she's my pain doctor. She prescribes me my pain meds. She says, we'll just run blood work and see what's going on. And I'm like, okay. She goes, we'll test your liver and we'll test your kidneys and your liver. So we'll just do a full panel. Well, I got a call yesterday that they said everything came back perfect. They did a urine test and blood work and everything came back perfect, but it doesn't help with the pain. Worried? Yeah, and my caregiver said maybe it's IBS. And I thought, would it do that? I mean, it's so weird that it seems like on days that I don't drink enough water, I hurt the next morning.
Yeah.
And I hurt all day. So they don't, and I mean, I've been to the ER twice. They don't know what's wrong.
Right.
And I've been to my doctor. She doesn't know. She sent me to a GI doctor, and the GI doctor didn't even, of course, I wasn't hurting.
Right.
And in order to get an appointment with them, you have to wait months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good morning, my little Olga. I hope you're feeling much better now. Folks, keep Olga in your prayers. She's fighting a bronchial infection. I kind of think she's bordering close to pneumonia, but she had to go in last night again for some breathing treatments. Her heart was a little erratic, which I'm sure is because she was having difficulty breathing. Thank goodness her hubby was off today, because when I talked to or chatted with her earlier through Messenger, she said he was sleeping because they had to go to the ER in the middle of the night. So please keep her in your prayers for calmness today so that she can get that medicine working in her. Terry says, that's a beautiful bracelet, Maureen. Thank you. My favorite gifts have been concert tickets. For my 21st birthday, my mom got tickets for me and two friends to see Neil Young. Oh, my word.
I am, Carrie.
Yeah. But it's think that there's still no explanation for the pain. That's right.
I'm trying to think if it's the no sugar, because it's been happening since I quit drinking my creamer.
Right.
I think probably one doesn't have anything to do with the other. Chances are very high.
Right.
Hello, Janice.
Good morning, Janice. Thank you for joining us today. Our topic is all about some of our most favorite and memorable gifts that we have received throughout the year. So I hope everyone will start sharing with us.
You made me have to think, because I was like, I don't have one. And then it was like, so my grandma's deal was, when my sister turned 13, she bought her a ring. So she decided to buy her grandkids. She was so ecstatic to have girls that she would buy them rings at 13. Well, my sister lost hers, got a new one, and the gold started. So mine's just a plain Jane 4-prong oval sapphire with just the 4 prongs. So I mean, it's just, but hers was very intricate, the design of the gold and stuff, and she's a Gemini, so it was a green stone,
Right.
whatever that is. I can't think right now, but
Emerald.
Yes, emerald. Thank you. So hers broke on one of the parts that was really, really thin. So she just put it up, and to get it fixed would be too much money for what that ring was. But she could still take the emerald out, put it in a necklace. But then again, my sister doesn't wear necklaces.
Oh, my goodness. Little Carrie says, my wedding ring is a treasure to me. Reminds me of a wonderful day with no sadness or pain, just love. That's right. My wedding ring is one of my most treasured gifts, because we had ours made by a jeweler. It's a silver band, and on the outside, they took a gold strip, I guess, and they twisted it to look like ropes, and that's what's on the outside of the band. So that is one of my most prized possessions. Nana Cat says, one of my favorite gifts is a heart-shaped locket with my granddaughter's picture in it. You know, those are such a rarity now. You know, you don't see those anymore. So I'm glad that you've got that. Oh, in the last 6 weeks, I've been blessed with so much beautiful and wonderful gifts. That's awesome, Olga. Good morning, Mama Gwen. How are you, sweetie? Rita says, my favorite gift was getting my first sewing machine when I was 18 years old, and I was Grandma's old Moshkin. She died when I was 12, and Mom had been hiding it. Oh, it was your grandma's old machine. Okay. And your mom had been hiding it. Oh, my goodness. That really is cool, Rita. Oh, that's nice, little Carrie. Good morning, Martha. How are you doing? I'm so
Good
happy.
morning, Martha.
Yes, it is, isn't it? I mean, and it can be something extravagant or something just little. Oh, well, I think that goes without saying, Trisha. Yes, our grandchildren. Oh my goodness, those of us that are fortunate
Mm-hmm.
enough to have them grandbabies, I tell you what, nothing can touch them. And it's so funny because uh, across my Instagram feed came this gentleman, and he's sitting there and he says, "What is it about grandchildren?" He says, it says, as soon as my parents saw their grandbabies, he said, they turned into different creatures, talking about his parents. He said, my kids get away with that my parents would have killed me, would have sent me back to God packing, saying, not happening here, not in this lifetime. And I know he's just so funny, but he's exactly correct. I
He
mean,
is.
you know, I used to threaten my mom all the time that she was not going to get to see her grandkids alone anymore without me being there, because they would go and spend the week with her. And then when they would come back, there were no manners. What happened to yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, thank you, and please? What happened to you get your plate after you get through eating and you take it to the sink and you rinse it? What in the world? Yeah. So I'd call my mother up and say, what did you do to my kids? Well, they're at grandma's house. They can do what they want to. Oh, no, 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 they can't. Oh, well, I'm so happy that you're with us, Martha. Just got up here. That's okay, sweetie. But
That's
yes,
funny.
us grandparents do tend to let the grandchildren get away, maybe with a little bit more than we did our kids, but
See, I promised never to be like my mom and dad, so I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Not that my parents were bad parents, because they
No.
weren't bad parents, but I didn't like how strict my mom was
Ah.
and the lack of responsibility that she trusted us with. So I wanted to be able to do that with my kids, and they were able to tell me, like, if they got in trouble and I said, okay, this is what's going to happen, they were allowed to tell me what they didn't agree with, why they didn't agree with it, and what scale or
Yeah.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And
You allowed yours to have a discussion with you instead
yeah,
of the classic answer
because I
because
said,
so.
yeah.
Good morning, my little gypsy. How are you doing?
Hi, Jesse.
Yes, exactly, Martha. So true. My kids didn't believe until they were 7 that my mom was not the same person I grew up with. Exactly. And, we would say that to our kids. And now that we're grandparents, what are we doing? Now, I'm not saying that, like just last night, we were at supper and we had the kids out, and our great grandson was with us. And he was asked a question or something. He'd go, now he's only 5, but he was asked something and he says, yeah. And I leaned over and went, yes, ma'am. So, you know what I mean? We do try to teach and everything, but there are some things that we just kind of let slide a little bit. Oh, now, little Carrie at my house, it was dad. Yeah. Yeah. There was only one time, honestly, that we were like super late. But that was because my first husband, he had a 57, and he had done all of the modifications and stuff to it himself. It had 4-speed on the floor and that kind of thing. And we were coming home and we were making good time from the picture show. And his third gear went out. And so we are driving like about 30 miles an hour for 15 miles in second gear. He pulls
Oh
up to the
no.
house. He pulls up to the house and he said, I'm going, I'm going to walk in with you. Because normally he walked me to the door, but he said, no, I'm going to walk in and tell your dad what happened. I was like, okay. So he walks in and dad's sitting there watching something on the TV. Don't ask me what it was because I don't remember. And he tells dad what happened. And he's like, okay, that's fine. Now, granted, that was, way back. No cell phones. You're out in the middle of nowhere. There's not a phone booth that you can stop and call home and say, hey, we're going to be a little late because we got car trouble. So anyway. Oh, goodness, Gypsy. Only got candy on holidays. Wow. Yes, exactly, Gypsy. My parents would sugar them up and send them home too. Exactly, Martha. I can't wait for grandbabies, as they say, our reward for raising kids. My mom and mother-in-law didn't let the kids misbehave. But you want ice cream for breakfast, a toy? Sure. Exactly. Ice cream, I mean, it's milk, sugar, and eggs. Isn't that what you kind of get when you have cereal? Maybe not the egg part, but you definitely get the sugar in the.
There's eggs in ice cream?
Yeah.
Hmm.
You've never made homemade ice cream?
Oh God, it's been so many years. I don't remember. We had an ice cream maker. I don't know what the ingredients were. I was probably 12. No recollection. I mean, I remember the thing. It was huge. It sat on the floor.
Yes.
She let it sit on the floor in the living room. She'd fill it all full of what it needed to be, and then she'd sit it in the living room so that we could all watch it go from supplies to ice cream.
Right. Well, we had the old hand crank. And, still, that's really the only way to make ice cream. Everybody needs to experience ice cream with the old hand crank and somebody sitting on the top, with the towel covering the ice with the salt and stuff, and somebody over here cranking and cranking, and you have to have somebody on the top so that the thing stays steady. Good morning, Beth. How are you doing?
Good morning, Beth.
It acted like it was the first time I've ever been in your chat. Gave me the rules for your chat and made me agree. Oh, my goodness. Well, that's weird. Huh. Did anybody else have to go through that? Oh, that's right. Oh, my goodness. Your parents are from Holland and chocolate is a breakfast food. Hey, I want to come to your parents' house. I believe it was Gypsy. Candy only on holidays. Yeah, we only got chocolate on holidays. Okay, well, I guess Jill says the same thing. Huh. Wonder why y'all were special. Goodness. But it's always good. Yes, ma'am, it is. Oh, Carrie. We're 3 minutes past. We need our devotional. Yes.
Oh, no. Heaven forbid. We can't.
That's right. We can't go without our devotional, sweetie.
Now it's 4 minutes past. I got another book coming because this one's almost done. It's called Be Still and Know. Okay. I lift up my eyes to the mountains. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. Psalms 12, 1 and 2. No, Psalms 121, 1 and 2. Right. May I share my peace acronym with you? It's easy to remember, and oh so helpful when your hands are feverishly gripping those last few hairs on your head and getting ready to yank. P is for placing. E is for each. A is for aggravation at. C is for Christ's feet. E is for exceptionally. So placing each aggravation at Christ's feet expectantly. If you don't look up for Papa God's help, if we keep our eyes trained downward on our circumstances, we will eventually fall into hopelessness and despair. We'll lose our sense of purpose and no longer see hope on the horizon. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Proverbs 29:18. Dear Papa God, please help me to keep my eyes lifted up to you, not focusing on my troubles, but focusing on your power to come to my rescue. Amen.
Amen. Okay, what are you doing? Don't get wrapped up. Yeah, there you go. Sorry, I had a
I am making the Speedy Grandma by
just a minute.
Krista from the Secret Yarnery.
Isn't that a pretty stitch? And look how it's working up in that yarn.
So this is oh, there goes my. This is Carrara Marble, Carrara, and this is what it looks like.
Well, it's working up really pretty. Good morning, Debbie. How are you, sweetheart?
And then I'm just using regular old cream, pound of love. And I haven't decided. Maybe you guys can help me decide.
Okay, wait.
So I bought 5 skeins of the variegated.
Right.
No, not variegated. It's ombre.
Ombre.
I bought 5 of those and 2 1-pounders, and I want to be able to make 2 blankets out of that.
Okay.
And I was thinking, because this is 10, maybe do 20 of this one and then go back and do 10 and then do 20 and then do 10 and be done.
So you would have more rows of the cream?
Well, yeah, you'd have 10 more rows of the cream than you would of the other.
But you didn't.
At the end of the blanket.
Okay. So you're going to do the gray ombre 3 times and the cream twice?
Twice, yeah.
Well, then that wouldn't be too bad because it would kind of even out.
Well, this is 10. I could do just 10.
No, you need a little bit of variance. I think that's just me.
Okay. Hi, Debbie. Wow, Jay, you were just kicking some tail.
Yeah. And to have started 4 projects and already, pretty close to finishing off 3.
I have to know when I see I've started 4 projects, I close my eyes and I see 4 blankets that I've started.
Yes.
And I'm wondering how the heck you got 2 done already and 1 on the last row.
That could be baby blankets.
Jay?
Yeah. They could be baby blankets, receiving blankets.
Thank you, Beth. Yeah, I wasn't too sure when I bought this. It's totally not me. I went totally out of my comfort zone and got this.
Well, it's working really pretty. Yeah, I'm glad you got the cream with it.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, the cream is a little bit darker than the cream is on this one.
That's what I'm saying. You did really well. Jay said she did 2 shawls and 2 cows. Now she only has 1 shawl left after finishing this one. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Thank you, Martha. My words exactly.
Yes. Even with shawls, So what is everyone else working on? Unless you wish to share some more of your most memorable and favorite gifts that you've received over the years. Another one for me is I truly love, well, I mean, you can tell from this bracelet, it's an Indian design. My husband found for me, Wayne, my current husband, found for me this beautiful, I guess you could call it a dream catcher design necklace and matching earrings. And it has the beautiful little silver feathers that hang off of it. It's one of my most favorite pieces of jewelry to wear whenever I'm dressing up, especially if I have a black shirt or a black dress that I'm wearing. I automatically go to that necklace and earrings because it just sets it off. It's made in silver. In fact, I think it comes from a Montana silversmith. Not real sure, but I think that's pretty close to what it is. Oh, let me see. So Elizabeth asked, I have a question for you all. Is there someone named Stella's mom in our circle of crocheters? I watch YouTube true crime lives and she's in there. I don't know, Beth. I don't watch true crime on YouTube. Oh my goodness, Mama Gwen, she said my grandkids' first mud cake tea party. I bet that was fun, especially if you didn't have to eat the cake. Oh, Mama Gwen said, yes, Stella's mom is a YouTube friend. Hello, Sonja. How are you today, sweetie? Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Sandra.
I hope you're having a wonderful day. Our topic is, I would like for y'all to share with us some of your most treasured gifts that you've received. It doesn't have to be from kids or family. It could be from a friend. Since this is Treasure Thursdays, and Mother's Day is just around the corner, you know. Oh, okay. So Mama Gwen says she's only seen her on Mama G Gear's channel. Well, as I said,
Or should I just do 15?
That would work. That way there's still a little bit of distance between them, but not a whole bunch. So that would not work out good.
Then it would be the same amount of rows.
Yeah. Exactly, Darcia. Amen to alive and kicking. Oh, Beth said, I think I've told you all before, but my mother bought a mother's ring blank and helped each of my 4 daughters set their own birthstone. It's by far my most loved possession, especially since my mother and 1 daughter has passed away. What a treasure, Elizabeth.
I think I'm going to have to tell my daughter I want a mother's ring.
There you go.
Because I don't think she'll think I want something like that.
Well, again, that is another item that people just don't think about anymore. You know, mother's rings, mother's pendants. They used to, and just like the, excuse me, the lockets, they're things from the past. Sonja says, I have my grandmother's doll. She passed away several years before I was born. I also have the stuffed monkey my grandpa bought me, and he passed in 1975. Aww. Oh, Martha.
Wow,
You have an antique treadle sewing machine. My mother had one of those, and I don't know where it ended up. Oh, Jay, she said she finished with 2 yards left. Holy smoke, that's playing yarn chicken there, girlfriend. So while the rest of you are thinking, what is everyone working on or going to be doing the rest of the day?
Well, I'm going to work on my mosaic, the Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
And tomorrow you're going to be there at the live, right?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
We're gonna go over some frog it or finish it stuff. None of it is froggable yet. It's just about finish. I've got mosaic running out my ears. And then I started this. And I've been pressured into luck of the draw.
Good for you.
So as soon as this is over, I got to go pick my colors.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Beth says it is. Martha, I remember today she was calling each one of my daughters to put their stones in. Jill says my son is in basic training with the Army right now, so it's a sad Mother's Day for me. Not sure I'll even get to hear from him. Oh, sweetie, we'll pray that you do, even if it's just a quick, hey, Mom, and happy Mother's Day. Yeah, Trisha's going to have to get to working on her luck of the draw blankets because she's doing 3 at once.
Well, I'm doing way too much to do one, but I'll do one.
Little Carrie says, I'll be going out to see if the sale is better to try to snag hooks for the guys from Joann's. Nana Cat says, I'm working on making a cake right now. What kind of cake?
Do that in Zoom, little Carrie.
That's what she said. Then in Zoom to crochet.
No, she needs to go to Joann's in Zoom.
Carrie says, I'm going to crochet a bit more, and then I'm going to a rock concert, Alice in Chains, tonight with my sister and 2 nephews. Oh, you're going to have a blast. Sonia says, taking my girl to clean for our cousin, trying to get a few more items made for Saturday's craft sale. Well, good luck on that one. Yes, we're all wanting to know what kind of cake. Jill says, I'm working on the mosaic crochet along, and I'm only on row 64. And of course, our Mochelle Mosaic says, I'm thinking of mosaic for myself. Oh, I'll go check that out in just a minute. And little Carrie says, I will come in. Oh, look at that. Just a minute. Let me make it big. Oh, how pretty. Is that a star stitch? Okay.
I don't know.
It kind of looks like it. Of course, I can't see it real well, but no, it's not a star stitch. Maybe a V stitch? Like not a single crochet. What stitch is that? You're driving me crazy now.
What stitch is that, Jay?
Double crochets and chains. Okay. It's really pretty. See, now we're all wanting cake. We'd all want to know what kind of cake, Nana Cat. And you better make sure you make a pretty big one because it looks like all of us want cake now.
I didn't do my, I'm not doing it.
I also love the colors that you chose for that shawl. That's very pretty.
It looks like a cake.
The shawl looked like a cake?
Caroline pink.
Oh, you know what? I didn't think about that.
What yarn did you use?
So I have to share with you guys. Last night after supper, my daughter said, Mom, right around the corner, well, really not right around the corner, but, about a half mile down, is Joann's. I said, really? She said, yes. And I turned and looked at my husband and I said, man, I left my wallet at home. He says, do you need some money? I said, no, let me go scope it out first, because here in Arlington, I expect it to be a big store, so I expected them to have some yarn. Well, happy birthday to your dad. Oh, 85 years old, sweetheart. I'm so happy your dad is
Good
still around.
morning, Kathleen. Catherine. Catherine.
Catherine. Good morning, Catherine. How are you from Calgary, Alberta? Goodness, goodness. Oh, she wants to know what size to make a lap blanket. Oh, she says it's a 94 cotton and 6 nylon. 2 cakes of Cumulus de Grade, one in Poppy Meadow, and the other is Mountain Summit. I'm going to say my daughter absolutely blew my mind today. She told me Stevie Nicks is 76 years old. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around that. I hear you, Beth. I truly, truly do. I hear you. Yeah, I was looking at, birthdays today, so to speak, a few weeks ago. I can't remember whose name popped up, but I was like, oh my word. My husband's like, what's wrong? Mama, just a second. I can't remember who it was, but number one, I didn't know that they were always older than me, but that they are older than me, 76, I think. But lap blanket, approximately 54 inches. Yeah, I was thinking maybe 48 to 50 across, and about 60 long, wouldn't you say? How can that be? Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. That's a good way. Michelle Mosaic says, I just finished a lap blanket. I measured from one side of my lap to the other and then added 4 inches just to be able to tuck it in. So I would say like a 48-inch square if you want, or 48 by 54 would be good. 50 by 60 would be good.
You didn't finish your Joanne story.
Oh, yes. Sorry, guys. I got to read in the chat. Hello, Tammy. How are you doing, sweetheart?
Hi, Tammy.
And Jay said she just sent a picture of the other shawl. So I said, no, let me just go and scope it out and see if they have yarn, what kind of yarn they have. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. Now, about 30% of all the yarn that they have scattered throughout the store is yarn that I don't use, which is 5, 6, 7 weight, Just a second. Let's make you big. Oh, now that's pretty.
Now this is, if I can hold it still, she gave me what she made. Big twist with white with a superwash merino lace weight held together.
Oh, that's nice. That made a very pretty color combination.
It did.
Oh, yes. That's very pretty. It's gorgeous.
She'll have that done by the end of the day.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And Carrie says, Catherine says, thanks a lot. Carrie, are you doing a corner to corner?
No.
You mean the one that's in her lap? No, that's not a corner to corner. But anyway, like I said, about 30% of the yarn is the bulky. Most of it's Burnett. Oh, it's Bag O'Day's cabled asymmetrical shawl pattern. I was wondering if it was an asymmetrical, just from the shape of it. But the rest is all 50% off. Lots of big twists and Caron and the Caron Halo.
Wait a minute. When did you go?
I went to Joann's last night.
And it's only 50% off?
It's only 50% off, so I'm going to
It
wait.
should be 60% off.
Well, that's the tags that they had on the shelves. And I wasn't going to, say anything at the moment. I was going to go and look a little later. Well, I'm just going to say better late than never.
Hey, hang on, sleep. I got lots of sleep. Hi, Carrie. Yeah.
Oh, Garcia. Well, thank you so much, sweetheart, for being here with us. We really do appreciate your time.
I'm gonna tell you, I've been sleeping.
So, Froggy, what's your most memorable treasure?
That was given to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Hi, Barbara.
Hello, Barbara. How are you doing, sweetheart?
A rock.
A rock.
Mm-hmm.
From Taffy?
No, I don't have a taffy rock. No, my my kids found. I live in the mountains. They found a rock. It's real big, but it's flat.
Uh-huh.
And they all decorated it.
Oh, well, how cool.
It'd be like a stepping stone.
Uh-huh.
A natural made stepping stone, really. But it's in my living room.
Oh, how cool.
I tell people my favorite thing is a rock.
So,
yeah.
Did you finish with Joanne's? You're going to go back.
Yes, I'm going back.
So what I think is happening is the prices go from 50. See, ours are already at 60.
Right. And that's why I said when I do go in to start buying what I want, I am going to check with, okay, look, other Joanne's are already at 60%. So
yes.
I want to know, what is this going to be? Because if you're not at 60% yet, I'm going to go look for another Joanne store.
I'm going with you.
Yeah.
Virtually.
I know.
I can't go literally, but I'd like to go. My Joanne is completely shuttered.
Oh, wow.
I can't do anything at my Joanne's.
Well, about half of this Joanne's, they've already got shelves broken down and they're selling the fixtures and everything. So they're all the way at the back. And, they've got prices on all the different shelves and that kind of stuff. The fabric now itself is already at 60 to 70% off, depending on what, you're getting.
Those fixtures in a room, a yarn room, would be better than those cubes.
Yes.
I wonder, did you pay attention to how much they were?
There was one that was 10 foot long, and it was $10, $1 a foot.
That's good.
Yep.
$1 a foot's fantastic.
Exactly. Yeah. But they were just standing there, and I was thinking, oh my goodness, if I had the place, I'd be grabbing me some of those.
I would too. If I had a place to put it, I would.
Well, I have a room that has a bunch of totes that could use them.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm not shooting up.
Little Carrie said, I was told by an employee that they were discounting things every Wednesday. So I'm holding out to try to get a couple of things for me and things for the guys because they're low. Yes, I know.
Awesome.
Michelle says hers is already gone. Jay said hers closed on Monday. Oh, goodness.
Mine's been gone. Broke my heart.
Well, evidently, this one is going to stay open because there were some spaces that were empty, towards the front of the store. And they had tags on them that said, come back every week.
Wow.
Because this space will be filled with something new. So evidently, this is one of the stores here in Arlington that they're keeping open. And as they're closing other stores, it's coming in.
I wonder if they're keeping one store open a state.
That might be, because mine's not.
Yeah.
Alexa, stop.
But I'm in a rural area, so.
Right.
That makes sense. I'm still jealous.
So maybe your store will be 60% off today, Maureen.
That's awesome. Kind of what I'm thinking.
And if they're not, just tell them. I mean, don't tell them. Just say inquiring minds want to know all of my friends are saying their stores are 60% off.
That's what
Are
that's what
you guys behind the times? I mean,
Right.
maybe they're a week behind.
That's exactly right. And if they're not going to be 60% off this week, are they going to be 60% off next week? Because I'll just wait.
I would wait.
Because they've got way plenty of yarn. I'm
Well,
not
I'm
kidding.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Especially of the blanket yarns.
Oh, yes. But no, I mean, I'm talking about all the big twist and all the colors. Now what I didn't see was any rave, and I didn't see any of the big twist.
Value?
No, there's plenty of the value and cotton.
You got one.
The big cake of the big twist.
Really?
What was it called?
No.
Anyway, they did have some mandala, but even at 50% off, it wasn't as good a price as what you would get at Walmart. So, yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. But the cotton's good.
Hey, Nance.
Oh, it could be. Yes. Yes.
My leg.
Well, folks, we've already been here our hour, and I don't want to keep you from being able to go and catch up with someone else that you like watching for this next hour. So I'm going to start off with Froggy and tell you all thank you so much for being here and sharing some of your time with us. I greatly appreciate it.
Stay safe. Be kind to one another, and happy yarning.
Carrie?
And remember, one random act can change the world. It'll definitely put a smile on somebody's face.
And it will give you a blessing as well. Please always remember, folks, to be the light out there in the darkness for someone today, because you never know. Could be your light they're waiting to see. I love you guys as always. See you tomorrow at Carrie. Bye.
Bye-bye.